All right, so let's talk about Colt McCoy. What have you seen from him over the years? What do you expect from him against the Cowboys, and kind of compare it to what we saw from Alex Smith through 10 games?
I think Colt is going to play great. I think Colt is one of those veterans. He's going to come in. He's going to be poised. I'm not worried about Colt so much as I'm worried about Trent not playing, and you talk about Brandon Sheriff out. I mean, you're talking about a decimated offensive line. That makes it a little more difficult, especially when you're going in the month of December playing some of you got the Eagles. You got the Eagles twice. You got the Jacksonville Jaguars. You got the Titans who are playing decent football. And Dallas is coming in next week, and, they seem to found their stride last week. Last couple of weeks, giving Zeke the ball. They beat the Falcons, and, the Falcons – they were struggling, and they went into Atlanta and beat a pretty decent Falcon team. But and Zeke is running the ball. So as far as Colt McCoy, I think Colt's going to be great. Unfortunately, I don't know who he has around him that can really help him out in tough times.
I mean, do you think that Colt, the conventional wisdom, everybody's just saying Colt's going to take more shots, Colt's going to throw downfield more, offense going to move better, but he might commit more turnovers. Do you buy into that?
Yeah, who's he going to throw down the field to? Who?
Well,
who's the guy?
Shots to Doxson in the game, I guess. But Doxson never seems to have separation, but it looks like he's willing to throw that 50-50 ball.
Yeah, that's my point, though, JP. Come on, man. Like, you can throw the ball down the field all day, but Josh I'm not disrespecting Josh, but, who's coming in there like, well, I got to study for this receiver this week. There's no Paul Richardson.
I agree with you.
They got guys hurt. But last year, they had equivalent talent, and they still, Colt passed for, or Kirk passed for whatever, 4,000, over 4,000 yards and however many touchdowns. So even though they don't have elite talent, they still have schemed up ways that they could move the chains and be prolific in the passing game in previous years.
Yeah, that is previous years. That's also when you had Trent, you had Brandon Sheriff, you had a healthy team. I mean, their offense. I'm no more nervous about the fact that they just banged up and injured. If these guys were and healthy, then I would say, man, Colt can come in there and he can make plays. That's the key. This year he's playing behind the eight ball because everybody's banged up around him.
Yeah, and then they face a Cowboys defense that's really good. We had a caller yesterday say that he thought the Redskins defense was better than the Cowboys. I don't know. The Redskins gave up a ton of points and yards to the Atlanta Falcons, and we saw what the Cowboys just did against them, gave up less than half.
Oh, and then Cowboys, they're really hitting their stride. And what the Cowboys are going to do is they get into their brand of football. They're going to just run the ball and play behind Zeke. And now Amari Cooper's on the team, so you really can't load the box up because he can take anybody up top. And they're going to play good style football. And I think our defense is going to be up for the challenge. I don't know if we're going to hold Zeke less than 3 yards a carry like we did the first week, but I think it'll be a very competitive game. Our defense against their offense. I like our defense.
Let me ask you this. So let's say the Redskins drop this game and they end up missing the playoffs this year. Finish off 9-7, injuries, whatever. Cowboys end up winning the division. Redskins miss the playoffs. You keep Jay Gruden? That'd be 4 years out of 5 where they miss the playoffs.
Well, and that would be tough because, only reason why they won't make the playoffs this year or wouldn't make it is because they got banged up late in the season down the stretch when they needed all their studs. And the month of December is tough for those guys. Playing the Eagles twice. It's going to be a tough, and I don't know, man. I really like Jay. It's unfortunate that, that Alex went down because I think he was just catching his stride. There's some young coaches out there, man. I would keep Jay. I personally like Jay. I would keep Jay and give him one more year.
It's always one more year. Always
one more year. The next year's the year we go to the playoffs, man. We win it. We'll have the talent back next year.
How do you like the matchup this week?
I like the matchup. The fact that our strength is our defense and their strength is their offensive line. Not offensive line, but running the ball. I think it's going to be a great game. Unfortunately, I think Dallas might get us. And I hate to say it, just because you got a new quarterback, you got Colt, and you got I mean, I'm not sold that Josh Doctson can win the 50-50 ball. I'm not sold that they got guys on the outside that can bail him out when they need it. And I saw what Dallas did with Julio Jones and those guys. So, I mean, if you can tell me that the Redskins offense is going to be better than the Atlanta Falcons offense when they just went down there and dominated them down in Atlanta, I would disagree from, now personally as a Redskins, being part of that organization, I would love to see them beat the Cowboys, but I don't know if they can do it.
Yeah, I mean, do you expect Colt McCoy to fare better than Matt Ryan?
There's a reason they're an 8-point underdog heading into Dallas.
Right.
If they're
Vegas
going to
knows what
win,
they're
it's
doing.
going to be
I
a
think they played
17.
poorly.
If they're going to win, it's going to be like a 17-14 game.
No question. Totally agree.
And, they did it in the 20-17 game. Remember his defensive score by Preston Smith on the Ryan Kerrigan strip sack. So they only scored 13 points offensively in that game, and they got the win in October.
Well, and the difference is they got Amari Cooper now.
Yeah, I'm not scared of Amari Cooper. He's okay.
I mean, he can run past anybody we have. So it's not that he's.
You know why I'm not
He's a
scared of him?
threat.
Because he has Dak
Why?
Prescott at quarterback. Dak Prescott's limited.
Yeah, I take
He
that.
doesn't have one 300-yard game this season, Shawn.
And I totally get that, but I'm just saying the difference is you got to at least respect it now. Before they didn't have anybody on the outside. That's what the league is about, JP. We know it's about matchups.
Sure.
If I can put 8 in the box and I'm not afraid that you can even throw a 50-50 ball, then I win. But if
Okay,
I got a guy who can run past you every now and then I have a chance.